Welcome to today's gratitude and heart-opening sacred yoga practice. I invite you to roll out your mat, grab your journal and pen, and let everything go from the day or from the week before so that you can settle right into today's practice. Take a nice deep breath in and a deep breath out, and go ahead and grab your journal and pen. I invite you to ask yourself, what am I grateful for? Maybe look around wherever you are right now, seated on your mat. What do you see? And just start listing it all out. I am grateful for ... Maybe it's, I'm grateful for my bed that I get to wake up in every day. Or maybe you're grateful for the food in your fridge or the money in your bank account. Maybe you're grateful for your yoga practice and your yoga mat. Just start listing out all the things that you're grateful for in your life, from big things to small things. This is one of my favorite practices to do in the morning in my yoga practice. This is perfect for any time of day to bring you back into that contentment and that gratitude for what you have in your life right now. When you're ready, you can place your notebook and pen down. You can get your space all ready for yoga. And I invite you to just sit in a cross-legged position and start rolling your shoulders, bringing your shoulders up by your ears and rolling them down your back. Maybe you bring in some neck rolls to wake up your body, to get it all moving. Make sure that you go both sides and both ways. Inhaling as you let your chin and your head fall back. Exhaling as you drop your chin to your chest. Reach your arms up to the sky on an inhale and let them fall back down on your exhale. Just getting some movement into your arms, almost like swan arms, as you reach up to the beautiful sky or ceiling on your inhale. On your exhale, push the air away as you bring them back down. Inhale, sweep your arm out and up to the sky to lean over to one side. Open your heart to the ceiling or the sky to get a nice stretch in your side body. And inhale, push back up into a seated position. Exhale, bend over to your other side. Open your chest, open your body. And on your next inhale, you'll sweep yourself back up into a seated position. Beautiful. Open your arms on your inhale, and exhale, give yourself a nice big hug. Flowing here, inhale and exhale. As you inhale, open your chest, let your spine arch. As you exhale, curve your belly in and give yourself a nice big hug. This is a beautiful heart opener as we celebrate all that we have in our life, all that we have in this beautiful world, and open our heart, get it nice and warm for either the day ahead or the night. The next thing we'll do is to lay down on your back, cross your right leg over your left, thread your hands between your legs and pull your left leg in towards your chest. Keep your right foot flexed to protect your ankle and get a nice stretch here on the back of your right thigh. Maybe you straighten your leg up to the sky like I'm doing, or maybe you keep it bent. Give yourself a nice hug and let's switch legs. Crossing your left over your right, keep your left foot flexed. Thread your hands between your legs so you can grab onto your right thigh and stretch it into your body. Maybe you straighten your leg, maybe you keep it bent. Get a nice stretch here, just warming up your lower back, warming up the back of your thighs, your hamstrings, getting everything warm and ready for our practice. And now bend your knees into your chest. Roll back and forth on your tailbone, give it a little massage, and let's rock and roll your way back up into a seated position. Crossing your legs to roll over onto your knees. We're going to go into cat and cow. So bring your hands shoulder widths apart, your knees are hip width apart, and as you inhale, drop your belly, open your chest, and as you exhale, draw your belly button in towards the sky, just like a cat when she gets scared. Inhale, drop your belly down. Exhale, curve up to the sky. Maybe bring in some hip circles. Get your hips nice and warm, going in both directions. Trusting your body here with whatever it wants to do, whether that's cat and cow or hip circles. Now, getting your position nice and strong, getting your foundation ready to push up and back into downward facing dog. Create a nice V with your body. Maybe you pedal out your toes. Maybe you're just staying here in our first downward facing dog of the day. Push down through the webbing of all 10 fingers. Rotate your outer arms out and under, just like you would be opening a jar lid. And when you're ready, look forward to inhale, step your feet to the front of the mat. Maybe you take your arms behind you to just relax in this forward fold. Maybe you grab your hands together and let them stretch over your head. Maybe you just stay here, slowly stretching out your hamstrings with a slight bend in your knees. Whatever feels good on your body today is perfect. On your next inhale, bend your knees generously to roll up one vertebrae at a time. Let your hands relax down by your side and take a deep breath in. Notice your surroundings and take a moment to just be grateful that we get to live another day in this beautiful world. Inhale, reach your arms up to the sky, welcome a slight back bend. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, come to your fingertips, plant your hands, step back into plank, and we're gonna stay here for a moment. Almost like we're gonna play hot potato with your yoga mat. So bending one hand up to your shoulder and then the other, switching sides, engaging your core as you zip your core up. And on your exhale, bend your knees, come down chin to chest, come all the way down onto your belly. And on your inhale, you're gonna peel your chest up for a baby cobra. No weight in your hands, but maybe you traction your hands back just a bit. And on your next exhale, pushing back into all fours and coming into your downward facing dog. And just breathe here. Inhale, step forward to the front of your mat, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Bend your knees generously to swan dive your way back up into a standing position. And bring your hands to prayer to the heart. Step your toes and heels together as you sweep your arms up to the sky. Bend your knees, sit your bottom back into chair. Bring all the weight into your heels and exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Plant your hands, step back into plank. Exhale, come down into your chaturanga. Bend your elbows in towards your ribs to open your heart up into an upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Plant your heels on the ground. Feel that stretch. Inhale, step your right foot forward between your hands. Sweep your arms up to the sky for a warrior one. Bend into that front knee. Pull your belly in towards your spine, and exhale, bring your hands down to the ground, step back into plank, and come back into your chaturanga. As you do your upward facing dog, open your chest to then push back into your downward facing dog. At this point, if you need to adjust your clothing like I do, take your time. And on your next inhale, you're gonna step your left foot forwards to frame your hands, sweep your arms up to the sky, turn your back toes out 45 degrees, and feel your whole body lift up into the air like you're floating like a mountain with your legs nice and strong. Step back into your plank on your exhale and come down all the way onto your belly this time. Untuck your toes and bring your hands to your elbows together to support you right in front of your chest as you open your heart. And just breathe. Hands to elbows together, creating a nice frame right in front of your chest. And let yourself just breathe here in the slight back bend. And when you're ready, you can come down, place your forehead on the ground, reach your right arm forwards, and we're gonna lift opposite arm to leg. So on your inhale, you're gonna lift right arm, left leg, peel your upper back off the ground, bring no weight into your left hand, it's just there as an anchor. And let's switch sides. Straighten your left arm out in front of you, reach your left arm forwards, your right leg back on your inhale. Lengthen your lower back, and on your exhale, bring your forehead back down to the ground. On your next inhale, you're gonna lift your right arm up. You're going to open it to grab onto the outside of your right leg. I did opposite arm and leg this time for my bow, but I encourage you to grab onto the same arm and leg. So grabbing the outside of your right leg, lifting it up to the sky, and exhale, come down. And we'll switch sides. So bring your right arm Parallel to the front of your mat, sweep your left arm out to the side, grab onto the outside of your left leg, and open your chest, pull it up to the sky, and exhale, come back down. Beautiful. Rest your head on your hands, create a nice pillow for your cheek, and just breathe. As you breathe, notice your spine open. Breathe into your back and feel the back of your ribs expand and contract with your breath. And allow yourself to just be here, noticing the effects of all that work as you opened your heart center, opened your chest. On your next inhale, push back into all fours. Walk your knees forwards, and you can go ahead and sit back into an easy sit cross-legged position. I'm going to face you so that I can show you all of these poses, but you can stay where you are. We're going to do fire log, so you're going to place one foot on top of the other knee, stacking one foot, each foot and knee on top of each other, and just breathe here. Maybe you rest your hands palms up to the sky and start to tune into your breath. Keep the foot that is stacked on top flexed to protect your knee, and feel the back of your legs opening and expanding. And let's switch sides. So stack the other foot on top of the other knee, just like you're stacking logs in a fire. And I invite you to come back to your gratitude list in your mind and just think of all those beautiful things in your life that you're feeling extra grateful for today. Take a nice deep breath in and a nice deep breath out, and allow yourself to just be here for a moment. When you're ready, you can unstack your legs, roll back onto your knees, and we're going to do hero's pose. So sitting back onto your heels, open your knees out to the edges of your mat, about 45 degrees, and open your chest as you lean back. Maybe you come down onto your elbows, or maybe you stay up with your fingers pointed to the back of your mat, whatever feels good for you. Or maybe you come all the way down onto your back and reach your arms behind you. Know that this practice isn't about doing the perfect pose, but rather about finding your edge and just enjoying it. Whether that's up with your hands facing back, down on your elbows with your hands touching your heels, or laying all the way back. While you're here, tuck your tailbone under so that you can get nice length in the front of your thighs. Take it out of your lower back. We don't want your lower back to hurt here. When you're ready, you can come back onto your elbows. Maybe you let your head drop back for a moment. Come back onto your hands and bring your knees together. We're going to come up for a camel's pose now. So coming up onto all fours, bring your hands to your lower back and allow your upper back to slowly peel back for a camel. Maybe you tuck your toes under and we'll do a full camel here, or maybe you stay here with this baby camel. If you're doing a full camel, come down, grab your heels, open your chest, draw your hip bones up towards your navel to take it out of your lower back. We wanted that stretch to be rounded in your upper back. So feel your heart opening, knit your ribs together, and on your next inhale, bring your hands to your lower back to come out and just sit down onto your heels. Palms up on your knees. And just relax. Notice the effects of that back bend. While you're here, draw your ribs together. Feel your spine nice and straight. And we're going to go ahead and do Kaki Mudra breath. So bringing your mouth to an O shape, drop your chin to breathe in the air through your lips, and then blow the air out, coming back down. I'm going to shift here so I can demonstrate. So dropping your chin, sipping the air in through that O shape of your lips, holding it at the top, and then blowing the air back down as you let your chin come down. Sip the air in through your lips to come up, hold it, and blow the air out to come down. This breath is great for cooling down your body. It also is a lung workout, so if you're strengthening your lungs or interested in strengthening your lungs, this is a beautiful practice. Continuing at your own pace here, sipping the air in through that O shape, almost like a bird's beak of your mouth, and then blowing it out just like your wind, blowing away anything that doesn't serve you in your life so that you can be fully here in the space of gratitude and contentment. And go ahead and just let your hands rest, palms up on your knees. Come back to a natural pace of breath and just notice the effects of this breath. Take a nice deep breath in and out. Maybe you give yourself a nice shoulder roll. And now coming back onto all fours, push back into downward facing dog and find length in the back of your thighs here, the back of your legs as you pedal out your feet. Find length in your spine. On your next inhale, step your right leg forwards for a warrior two. So your front heel is in alignment with the arch of your back foot. Hips are 45 degrees to the front of your mat. And as you're here, draw your left hip forwards, turn your right leg out slightly, reach your arm forwards to come back into a reverse warrior. Bring a nice back bend here, and now we're gonna shift forward. So reach your right arm forwards, bring your elbow either onto your thigh or down onto your mat, and reach your left arm up to the sky. Keep your hips in a neutral position. Keep them twisting forwards as you open and twist your heart up to the sky. So there's some opposition going on here in your body. We don't want to open your hips all the way up. Keep them nice and neutral. And coming up to your warrior two, windmill your arms back down to frame your foot and push down into your downward facing dog. And breathe. Find length in your spine. Draw your shoulders away from your ears. On your next inhale, step your left leg forward into your warrior two. Bend nice and generously into your front knee. Draw your belly up, out from your hip crease so that your spine is nice and strong. On your next inhale, sink a little bit lower. Reach your arm forwards to then reverse your warrior. Find that nice side body stretch here as you arch back. And reach your arm forwards for your warrior two, either resting your hand on your knee or coming all the way down to the ground. Press your knee into your elbow as you reach your right arm up to the sky and then reach it forwards. Find that nice stretch in your side body as you twist your body up to the sky while keeping your hips neutral towards the front corner of your mat. And sweep your arms back up into warrior two. Windmill them down to frame your foot, step back into your downward facing dog, and breathe as you find length through your spine. While I fix my shirt here on this video, go ahead and stay in your downward facing dog, rotating your upper shoulders out and under just like you're opening a jar lid with your hands while keeping your hands planted to the ground. Reach your right leg up to sky for three-legged dog. Give your hips a nice twist here, letting them open, get nice and warm. And on your exhale, bend your knee to the right side of your hand for your pigeon. Keep your hips neutral, draw your left hip down towards the ground, your right hip back, and open your chest here as you explore this pose. Your left foot is tucked into your right foot is tucked into the left side of your hip. And now let's go ahead and bend your back knee if it feels good for you. Letting it rest in the elbow crease of your left arm. Reach your right arm up to the sky, and if it feels right, you can grab onto your hands for a mermaid. Now, if this doesn't feel good in your practice today, don't push yourself. Let this practice be enjoyable. So maybe you stay just with your back knee bent. Maybe you come back just into your pigeon. Maybe you just stay with your right arm reaching to the sky. Whatever feels good for you today, all of those variations are perfect and beautiful. On your exhale, come back out. Let your chest drop to the ground. And maybe you take your left hand and you thread it under your right, reaching it out to the right side, tucking your left shoulder under just a bit for a nice twist. Again, if this doesn't feel right for your body, just let your chest relax on the ground. Both are beautiful. This is your practice, and there is no right or wrong. On your next inhale, let's come back up into your pigeon. Tuck your back toes under to push back into your downward facing dog. and lift your left leg up to the sky. Give it a nice hip twist in your three-legged dog here, pushing out of your shoulders with your arms. And as you exhale, bring your left knee to the outside of your left hand. Untuck your back toes. Let's square up your hips just a little. So bring your right hip forwards and your left hip back. And breathe. For me, the side is always a little bit tighter. So just notice if one side is tighter than the other. With no judgment, just observe it. On your next inhale, you're going to sweep your right arm to the side. Maybe you bend your back leg and tuck it into the crease of your right elbow. Maybe you sweep your left arm up to the sky and grab your hands together for a nice bind in your mermaid here. Or maybe you just stay in pigeon today and just enjoy the stretch. For me, this side's a little too intense for the back bend, so as you do this, make sure that you're drawing your hip bones up towards your navel so that you're taking the stretch out of your lower back and opening your chest as you knit your ribs together. I'm gonna come out and just bend my back knee here and honor my body today. Know that it is always okay to honor where your body is. We never want to push it past where it wants to go. And as you rest your body down, thread your right arm under your left. Thread your right shoulder under you as you bring yourself into a slight twist. And just breathe and relax. Think about that one thing that you're feeling extra grateful for today. And let that fill your body with gratitude and contentment as you stretch here. Inhale, bring your body back up, swing your right leg around, come into an easy seated position. And we'll go ahead and do some Bhastrika breath. So place one hand on your belly. As you inhale, you're going to fill your belly with air and push it out. And as you exhale, you're going to snap your belly button in towards your spine. So we're almost like pumping a flame of fire within your belly here. You can either keep your hand on your belly or place it back down on your knees and continue this breath as quickly as you can. Inhale, push your belly out with air. Exhale, snap your belly button in. And continue at your own pace. When you're ready, you can take a nice deep breath in, fill your whole body with air, and hold that air in at the top. And just notice the effects of this breath. Notice that stillness, the stillness that comes between your breathing as you hold the air in at the top. And when you're ready, take all the time you need. You can take a nice controlled exhale and come back to your own pace of breathing. Beautiful. Coming onto your sit bones, lift your legs up for a boat. Maybe you hold onto the back of your thighs. Maybe you straighten your arms out in front of you. Draw your belly button in towards your spine. Maybe you straighten your legs. Get that core action going. We're gonna lower your legs back down to the ground. Place your feet down. Straighten your legs out in front of you. And we're gonna do Dandasana here. So flex your feet together. Plant your hands down by your sides. Open your chest. And feel that hamstring stretch. Maybe this is already a stretch for you today, or maybe you reach your arms up to the sky and start folding yourself forwards from your hip crease, from your pelvis with a straight spine. Going as far as you can. And when you're ready, you can roll your head down towards your knees. As far as you can here with a flat back, and then rest your body down, letting it curve. Breathing in and breathing out. Knowing that however far you are into your stretch today is perfect. And on your inhale, walk yourself back up into a seated position. Roll over onto your knees. Bring your knees and your feet together for a relaxed child's pose. So let your body relax over your knees. Your forehead comes to the mat. Your arms are relaxed behind you. Notice how your spine curves here and just relaxes. And breathe into the back of your rib cage. On your next inhale, you can come back into a seated position. Find your way down onto your back. Bend your knees into your chest. And then let's do a happy baby here. So bend your knees out, grab onto the insides of your arches with your hands, and just let your knees slowly relax further down to the ground. Maybe you push into your hands for a second here so your tailbone's flat, and then hug your knees in, drop them to one side of your body for a gentle twist. If you're dropping them to the right side, wiggle your right shoulder out so that both shoulders are planted on the ground. Maybe your hands are in a goalpost cactus position by your sides. Exhale, bring your knees back up and drop them to the other side. Anchor down through both shoulders and relax. Breathing in and breathing out. When you're ready, bring your legs back up into a planted position. You're going to windshield wiper your legs from side to side and relax your legs out in front of you for your Shavasana. I invite you to stay here in your Shavasana for as long as you would like. Thank you for practicing with me today, and I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day. Namaste.